Hey, it's Ems. I thought I'd talk about stress and anxiety soon, as I think it's something that Turner's girls can tend to suffer with, and the main things that causes that stress or anxiety for them is a big change. So moving house, school, changing jobs, um, big life changes that you'd go through all the time is something that can cause an increased level of anxiety or stress for the girls with Turner's. Sometimes even their medications can cause, different levels of stress for them, um, different moods and things like that. One of the things I found with the stress and anxiety that you can suffer is it affects my sleep a lot of the time. It means that I get quite restless and my mind is too active to want to sleep. I find that if you get very stressed and restless and have that anxiety, then it can affect your focus a lot of the time, and it means that, like, for me as a person, my focus is what's worrying me at the time, and I tend to my focus from my mind and things running through my head is that stress, and until that's sorted then it doesn't improve at all. And I find that you can kind of almost withdraw, like your main focus is that, and you don't then focus on making friends, on work, on any of the tasks that you've got to do throughout a day. You just focus on being stressed and what's going through your mind. There are many sort of different ways that you can use to get rid of the kind of level of anxiety and stress you suffer. It's never gonna completely get rid of it until that stress is kind of talked through, sorted out, or gone, but it kind of helps alleviate the level of anxiety you feel. And the way that I find I tend to best get through it is talking to my friends. I have a huge amount of support in terms of friends, and then the people I have around me, family, anyone like that I'm close to. I tend to talk through any problems that's going through my head. Another important thing is talking, if there's someone involved in that stressor that's making you feel like that, talking it through. People may not realise that an action that they've taken has affected you. By talking, that comes out, and by being open and honest, it can help people find ways to help you deal with that as well. Another thing I find really helps is trying to find ways to relax, and for me, things like listening to music, putting songs on, singing, dancing, just listening to the words and focusing on something else. Reading exactly the same, just being able to sit and escape, really, like into another world for a little while that just takes you away from what you're focusing on and stops your mind running through all the things that it would do if you were just sitting doing nothing. So I think filling your time with things like that are relaxing but also help take your mind off of the things around you helps a big deal. Another thing to do is write down what your problems are and what's running through your head. Diary, use a computer, make notes. And I find that sort of thing really helps me focus on what is bothering me. Sometimes I haven't even thought of these things yet, and I don't even realise what the problem are. So by writing them down, it helps me to focus on what actually the problem is, so I can find a solution. And it also helps me to put them into a bracket. Once I've found out what's bothering me, I put them into whether I can deal with it now, whether it's something that can wait and that I can deal with later, or whether it's something that I can't even, deal with. If it's not something in my control, that's something that then I can let go. And by sectioning them off, it really does help with managing the stress and the anxiety that you feel, because you have kind of a short and long term aim. You break things down so it becomes more manageable, rather than trying to deal with 100 different things in one go, you're then having small chunks which then don't feel as big and as much of a problem as they would do. Sometimes I get in a restless mood from this, and as I say, I don't sleep, and I find like walking sometimes really calms me because I can go out, let anything that's running through my mind run through my mind, evaluate it, reflect on what's going on for me at that time, and just clear my head. You know, if I put headphones in and music, again, it's escaping from what's going on at that time and giving you a chance to really like review it and see what you can do about it. And I think that is the most important thing, is to just kind of break things down, deal with them, approach them. And sometimes, like, by doing that, also get a shout at the environment you're in at that point in time. It gives you a break, because sometimes it's literally just as simple as being cooped up all day. Like, I find that I'm the sort of person that needs to get out and about, that needs to socialise and interact, and if I don't, you know, something as simple as that can kind of make me feel quite agitated. And I think, yeah, by getting out, walking, anything like that, it does help. I think, like, really the last thing to say about it is just be honest, because if you tell people, if you're honest with people about what you're feeling, they can understand what you're going through, they can try and help you, they can find ways of, like, dealing with it with you, and it doesn't feel like you're on your own. And I think if you have that support network, you find ways like listening to music, writing things down, going for a walk, anything like that, then helps you deal with it, you know, it helps you relax, and then hopefully get you through that point. I'm not going to say that it completely stops it and completely gets rid of it, but it helps manage it a lot more. And I think that it also helps you then get to the bottom of what's bothering you. As always, if you like the video, please subscribe, because it gets the awareness out there, it gets people seeing what I'm doing to get more interest. And if you have any feedback, comments, anything that you'd like to see, just leave them below. You've got all my links to the media, so you can leave them any which way you choose. Get involved if that's what you want to do. I'm hoping you're enjoying the videos, and if people do start getting a bit more interest, then I will definitely try and pick up what I can. But you know, I want to make this so that people can enjoy it and it, you know, have some use.